we've had a question sent in from one of our followers, and the question is so they have albinism, obviously. So they're asking, when you hand them something, why do they find it really hard to be able to like take it straight away, like know where it is and take it? I guess I can relate to that. Like if you hand me something, it's really better if you like direct it to me rather than me try and get it. It's really hard to know exactly where it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. So it's a question similar to some of the ones we've talked about before, isn't it? About lighting a candle or trying to do a really fine task. And it's all about the boring physics of 3D space. So 3D space meaning you've got to know where this thing is that you're aiming for in this direction. So left and right, you've got to know where it is up and down, but also in terms of distance. And distance is often even more of a problem for people with albinism, particularly with nystagmus, because quite often you have no depth perception or no obvious depth perception through stereopsis. So let me explain that. So stereopsis is when you have two eyes that look at the same object from slightly two different angles, because your eyes are not in the same place, and then your brain very cleverly works out how far away that thing is from you, and that's quite useful for the first few meters, and therefore passing things to people, absolutely super useful. But stereopsis is actually quite rare in people with albinism, partly because the vision is a bit lower anyway, partly because squints make it less likely that you'll have good stereo vision, and nystagmus also contributes to it as well. So essentially your brain is struggling with working out distance from you because your two eyes are not giving information to your brain and saying this is how far away this thing is. So I guess you would, I'm guessing this, you can confirm or not, but if I asked you to touch a piece of paper and find there's a dot on it and ask you to put your finger on it, you'd probably struggle with that a bit. But if we added in the distance component, that would suddenly get exponentially harder. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I did a test once when I was having an eye test, and they were holding a pen like upright like that, and then I had a pen, but I had to try and touch the pen with my pen, and they'd move it around. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't touch the pen with my pen. And one of my children was there, and they thought it was absolutely hysterical, and they're like, let me do it, and they could do it every single time. I think I did it 8 times and missed every time, but I didn't miss, I spectacularly missed.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, that is a really hard task anyway. Essentially, if someone does perfectly on that, you've ruled out all manner of problems with eyes, which is presumably why some people do it. But no, I'm not surprised at all you struggle with that one. For multiple reasons that we said.
So we've established that it's really hard to pass something to somebody with albinism in midair. Probably the best thing to do is more hand it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's things people can do, isn't there? Little things people can do sometimes, such as say, I'm just going to pass you this, or something really simple. So we do that a little bit with patients who are very severely sight impaired, who aren't going to know when you say hello to them that you've stuck your hand out to shake hands, for example. So it's just simple things, isn't it? Like saying, oh, I'll shake your hand, sir, or whatever. Making it obvious about what you're going to do. But I get it. It's hard for people to remember sometimes. But also, I suppose the important thing here is it doesn't have to. It's not only with people who see nothing. This is about people who have vision impairment to some degree, giving some clue about what you're asking them to do, which is essentially what you're doing by passing them something.
Yeah, it's always nice when people do that. It's always nice when people remember to say who they are. Like if you go into a room and like, I don't know who anybody is. I literally don't know who anybody is. And if they just say, well, quite often I recognise people by their voice, but if it's like a work thing and I've only met them once and I won't remember, if they say, oh, hi, Christina, it's X, Y, and Z, like that is the nicest and kindest thing you can do to me, because I have so much anxiety inside about, there's so many people I've had conversations with, and instead of listening to what they're saying, I'm there thinking, who are you? I don't know who I'm talking to. And that's a really horrible feeling to have.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, again, it's about being sensitive to it, isn't it? I would say I'm getting older now, so I have the same problem with people's names. So I find it much easier if people say that as well. I think we should just make that a standard across the culture. What do you think? I like
it. Especially for the old people.
like you and me.
Keep yourself.
If you've got anything else you want us to discuss or any burning questions you want us to answer, then please put it in the comments below.
And if you could press some of those buttons at the bottom, the heart ones, the thumb ones, whatever they are, apparently that's good to get people to see these videos. So please do that.